IMF is forecasting an almost 5% drop in global GDP this year as the impact of the pandemic reverberates. And the worst of it is the poorer you are, the more damaging the fallout will be. The IMF says 30 years of progress in reducing extreme poverty could be undone. Claire Sebastian has been poring over the details. Claire, no surprise, I think, that they've had to review and lower their estimates. A lot of people thought they were too optimistic last time. You and I discussed it, but a synchronized deep downturn. That's what we're looking at.
Yeah, 4.9% contraction, Julia, is now what's predicted this year. Just to put that in context, what we saw in the wake of the global recession in 2008, 2009. In 2009, world output contracted by just 0.6%. So I think synchronized is crucial here. When you see this kind of number for the world, you know that every economy is being impacted by this, but not every economy is being impacted the same. I think we can look at the situation for some different countries. The US, for example, set to contract 8% this year, but rebound 4.5% next year. Euro area, similarly deep contraction this year, followed by a rebound next year. Mexico, one of the worst hit at the moment. Latin America, of course, is one of the epicenters. That is set to contract 10.5% this year, but only rebound some 3% next year. China, though, interesting because we did see a lot of the restrictions lifted towards the end of the first quarter. It is set to grow 1% this year and up to 8.2% next year, which is a growth rate that we haven't seen in a while in China. So that is something to watch going forward. But the reason they downgraded, Julia, from those forecasts in April is one, because even in economies where infection rates are slowing, they're worried about the impact of prolonged social distancing that they see continuing through the second half of 2020. They talk about what they call scarring, which is the closure of some firms, which will, of course, never be able to rehire unemployed workers, the impact on supply chains, the cost of productivity of building resiliency into workplaces. And, of course, in countries where infection rates are not slowing, they're worried about the prolonged impact of continued lockdowns.